Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about this Skyblock map right here that I have designed. Despite how it looks, you can actually beat the game on this tiny 5x5x1 square, and it's rather difficult. So I'm not actually going to be beating the game on this map, at least not today, because you see, it takes a little bit of time. You know, just a couple hundred hours. So without further ado, let's get into how this map is even possible, and very rapidly, every step of the way there. The first thing you'll want to do is take this flower pot and put it in front of the beehive. You see, if the bees spawn right now, they'll fall to their death and you won't have bees anymore, and you really need the bees. And from here, it's a waiting game. You wait 3.5 hours, which might seem easy because you might think you can just AFK, but then you forget that phantoms exist. The reason you have to wait 3.5 hours is because a wandering trader can spawn about at that time. And from wandering traders, you can obtain some items, namely leashes and invisibility potions. You see, when it's nighttime, a wandering trader will drink an invisibility potion. Now, if you kill the wandering trader while it has the invisibility potion out, it'll actually give you the invisibility potion, well, at least 8% of the time. And when you drink the invisibility potion, you can get a glass bottle. You see, with the leashes, you can stop the bees from falling into the void, and with the glass bottles, you can collect bottles of honey. Oh, and just a minor side note, if you collect honey, the bees will get angry at you and try to kill you, and if the bees die by stinging you, you won't have bees anymore and you'll have to start over. Just so you know. And so now all you have to do is get 3 more bottles, because you're going to need 4 of them. Once you have 4 bottles of honey, you can craft yourself a honey block, and you still get your bottles back, so at least you don't have to get more of those. And with 24 blocks of honey, you can start bridging away from the island. And now you've made it out of Phase 1. Oh, and by the way, that's 6 stacks of honey bottles. So now that you've bridged far away enough from the island, you can now actually get things to spawn on this grass block. The first thing you're going to want to spawn are foxes. You see, foxes have a small chance of spawning items in their mouth, as you can see. And one of these items is actually an emerald. So all you have to do is find 8 emerald foxes, which is really rare by the way, and with 8 emeralds you can now use the wandering traders to their fullest of extents. With 8 emeralds you can now get an oak sapling and some source of dirt. So now that you have oak trees, you can now have a renewable source of wood as well as apples. Now this isn't called the farm phase for nothing. Now you're going to want to build a bone meal farm. The reason why is because you need a lot of dirt, and getting that much dirt from wandering traders is really difficult. So instead you're going to want to get moss from a wandering trader, and then use that moss to create rooted dirt. You see, when you bone meal moss, you have a chance of getting an azalea bush. And if you grow this azalea bush, you can get rooted dirt. And by using a hoe on rooted dirt, you can create regular dirt. So now that you have a bunch of dirt, you can now create a grass farm by surrounding it around the grass. And now with a large field of grass, you can now get lots of pigs to spawn. But this many pigs won't be enough, so you're going to need a lot of carrots. Time to make a carrot farm. You see, zombies have a small chance of dropping an iron ingot. And with these iron ingots, you can construct a cauldron. When it rains, a cauldron will slowly start to fill up with water. And once that cauldron has water all the way up, you can collect it with a bucket. So now you just have to kill a bunch of zombies until eventually you get a carrot. Oh, and by the way, you're probably going to want a zombie farm as well. And so with the carrot, the dirt, and the water, you can now create a carrot farm. And then with that carrot farm, you can create a massive pig farm. So everything up to this point has led to creating a big pack of pigs. But why do we need so many pigs? Well, the answer is simple. Piglins. You see, when a pig is struck by lightning, it can turn into a zombified piglin. And zombified piglins drop gold. Unrelated side note, do you remember that apple we got earlier? With 1 apple and 8 gold ingots, you can create a golden apple. And by the way, you're going to need a stack of golden nuggets for that. And now with the golden apple, you can progress closer to the end of the game. Zombie villagers and witches. These two are some of the rarest mobs you can find in the night. But when they're together, you can create something very useful. You see, if you're within 4 blocks of a witch, they can splash you with a weakness potion. Now, splash potions can hit anything around it, including zombie villagers. Fun fact, did you know that if a zombie villager has weakness and you give it a golden apple, it turns into a villager? This process takes several minutes, so I'm too lazy to go through it, but eventually you will get a regular villager. And now that you have a villager, you can finally get into the end game. Using 2 iron and wooden planks, you can create a smithing table, which can convert your villager into a toolsmith. Using the big field of grass we created earlier, you can get lots of emeralds from foxes. And with those emeralds, you can start trading with this villager to level him up. With enough emeralds and iron, you can get a toolsmith to its master level, where it will sell a diamond pickaxe with random enchantments. Collect your last few emeralds, and you can finally get a diamond pickaxe. You are now very close to beating the game. I mean, at least in terms of this map. Normally this would be half of the entire game, but in the grand scheme of things, this is like nothing. With a diamond pickaxe, you can now construct a portal out of the 10 obsidian that was here all along. Now, lighting this nether portal isn't such an easy task. You see, the only way of lighting the portal right now is with lightning. So yeah, you're gonna have to get a lightning rod and then get it to strike a pile of wood, and the pile of wood will burn the portal on fire and open it, but you know, just some minor inconvenience, that's all. The rest is very simple. You kill blazes for blaze rods, you barter with piglins for ender pearls, and eventually you'll get your 12 eyes of ender. From here it's simple. You open the portal, go through the portal, and kill the dragon. You've finally completed the game on the hardest Skyblock map to ever exist. So I hope you guys enjoyed the smallest and most complicated Skyblock map to ever exist. If you enjoyed the video, like the video, and if you want me to play this map, we're gonna need more than a few likes for that one. Oh, and just a minor side note, there's a chance that this actually doesn't work at the world spawn because of things in the game that are kind of complicated, so it might be the case that if you die in this map, you can't come back. So, just don't die.